You go to the colleges as well, over 70% don't have vision, 30% are focused on their degrees. You go to high school, it's the same tally. And you go to the society, maybe the dropouts, it's the same tally. So I went ahead and think about, where will these people get the vision? I always tell any author, any person who is thinking about doing something, maybe go that first step, then go to the second step, that step, until you finish the race. Anakosa kuona kamwili, anakosa kuona kamaso, anakosa kuona kaufupi, anaona the big thing God has deposited for me in me. And the fact number one is that God gave you the key. And the key is what you are born to do, to fulfill in this world. And the second fact is you need to search the door, because the key goes to the right door. So you need to search the door. This is the right environment to nurture what God gave you. And by this, you'll open the God-given blessings, because you'll have the right key to open the right door.
Wow.
And to be committed.
Wow.
So I'm encouraging every person who is hearing my voice to get a vision, to get it in writing. Be strategical enough. Right, 10 years from now utakuwa wapi? 5 years from now utakuwa wapi?
Hey viewer, hope you are doing okay and hope you are keeping safe. Now, some situations in life can break you into pieces, but it's up to you to figure it out. Our guest today, his story will motivate you, and I can't wait to introduce him. This is Green Pastures with me, Banis Mubiai. Karibuni sana. I'll allow him introduce yourself. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Yes, kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you. Green Pastures. My name is Wangare. I'm a student at Technical University of Kenya, pursuing BSc Counseling Psychology. I also got a mission to be going to schools to bring the sense of academic coaching. This is giving the students the strategy how to excel in academics, and especially with the 844, we are bringing out the strategy on how to make more students join the university. Because I can give you some statistics that fear in the country that over 60% of the students score DD minus and below. So I chip in as a coach there to help the students excel more in the country.
Wow,
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Can you tell us about your background?
Okay, I come from the places of Laikipia County, that is Wangare area. That's where I schooled from nursery school, primary school, and then after high school, primary school. That one was a challenge because my background comes from a single parent. And I can tell you, for those students and children who come from a single parent, I know it's not that easy. It's painful because I'm one of them. But I went up to primary school from Wangare sides, that is up to class 8, and then later joined to Rishao Boys High School, that is in Nyandarua County, an extra county school. I honor that school because it's one of the schools that made me who I am today, having authored some books, having gotten the zeal, the mission, and also the research mind, how to do the research and what have you. That school gave me the platform. So from Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, up to Form 4. But schooling there, an extra county school, it was a big challenge because you can figure out a single mother. And I have some 2 siblings, so she has to get the school fees. At some point, she prepared how to get the school fees by going outside this country, that is Saudi Arabia, the Qatar, and she did it for 6 years. And then when I was in Form 3, she was deported to the country. That's when Form 3 second term. And then that time to get the school fees, the Form 4 way was hard. So getting the school fees, the Form 3 and the Form 4 was also tough. And at some point, the principal gave me some letter to go to get the school fees. And I can tell you this, that at Rishao Boys, I went to do the exam, the KCSE, because of school fees. That's the whole of that term, and I'm a candidate. I did it at home, but I thank God there is one of my father. That is, I'm a Catholic by background. So Father James Wajohi, I honor him. He is currently the PP, the parish priest, Jambini Parish. He got the information that I'm out of school, and he organized for a mini harambe. To say a mini harambe is to say that in every church that he went on that Sunday, he had to preaching to the congregants that He first had a very good sermon that is about helping the needy,
Wow.
and then after helping the needy, he chipped me out and says that I have a needy boy. He's a form 4 and amefukuziwa school fees. Please changeni hapa. And we did it for 4 churches and we raised about 20,000. So I said, by God's grace, nikimaliza hapa, God helped me to fund my university. And I tell you this, after high school, 2 days I started crafting my first book, that is Ignite Your Determination.
Wow.
So I wrote the first book, crafted the first book. By God's grace, I got an editor from USA, that is Marisha Vushi, but she comes from this country. So we connected with her from Facebook, and then she opted to edit my book for free.
Wow.
So she was my first editor. She edited the book. I then got a proofreader, that is Kevin Malusipal, and then printed the book.
Wow.
And I went to the market.
Ish.
I tell you this, within the first 3 months, I had secured the market, and then the corona hit. But I tell you this, I had sold some copies, which I had some savings to fund my university. I tell you this, I'm a second-year student, and I've been funding my university. No mini harambes anymore, by God's grace. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
True.
So I want to take you back a little bit. Can you tell me, like, how was it growing up for you? Especially you are firstborn.
Yeah, I'm the first.
Yeah, and your mom traveling. How was life growing up?
When she opted traveling, it was difficult because she opted traveling when I was in class 7 and my sister was in class 6. Our last born was in maybe nursery. So you can imagine the figure. My mom comes from an orphan, so no father. But I thank God I had a very supportive grandfather, but he was also working on Kisumu. So we were left, me, my sister, and my brother. I was the father, my sister was the mother, and we had 1 child. So we were very responsible. We used to go to school very early in the morning, then come back home, pika, osha vyombo, osha uniform, and then go back to school. And that life, we really enjoyed that life because we had a little bit of freedom. But I thank God we didn't misuse that freedom. So we were a little bit responsible, me and my sister and my brother.
So in that period, what was like the hardest moment of your growing up, of you like umefika point where mom is no more? Of course, you have some people around you, but what was the hardest moment?
The hardest time was my small brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes anataka kuona mama yake but ako mbali. But the big deal was I and my sister being introduced to the kitchen, and we are in class 7. So that was the hard way, but we kind of adapted after some time, the 6 years. And then after joining the high school, the small brother took Kampeleka boarding, and then all of us, me and my sister, took a joint boarding. So the big part was us going to school and then coming back on holiday that 1 month. So it wasn't that difficult after adopting. Yeah.
So when your mom came, what were like some of the changes? Like uliona like mom is now here after Form 3, alikuwa deported.
Yeah.
What were some of the changes?
Yeah, it was a little bit a good thing because hamjamuona for 6 months, for 6 years, and then amekuja all of a sudden, and it's something that you have been missing. And then the best thing is about giving thanks to God, because even after being deported, some of the girls who are taken to those countries come dead, some disabled and what have you. She came very healthy and at peace. So we thank God for that. But the big challenge was the money thing. But we thank God at some point maybe God paved the way. But the money thing was disrupted because of that deportation, because the only source of school fees and food was from that side.
Yeah. So I want you to tell me how you started like being a motivational speaker and an author. Can you like take us through that? How did you start at a very young age? Yeah. How did you start?
Yeah. I'm a speaker. I'm a very vocal speaker. I saying vocal speaker because I worked with quite a number of schools, and these are my research work. The first book is Ignite Your Determination. This is the book that made me who I am. After writing this book, it opened me the doors to go and look for school fees. But even after going to look for the school fees, I have a good research because I'm giving how students change from Form 1, Form 2, and Form 3. So some principals opted me to go and speak to their students about this research work. And I started going there. And then after that, after giving the research work about how students change from Form 1 to Form 2, I saw that even after helping the students and the behavior way, I need to encourage them. I need to give them the strategy on how to revise and how to do their revision, how to be strategical enough to get good results. So I went ahead and did another research. That is my second book, Great Changer, from D to A student. This book gives every student a research, a strategy on how to revise, how to move from that D minus, and E to the best student ever. And these are the books that made me go to the industry. And after giving the research work to the clients, these are the principals and the students. So they started embracing my programs. And by that, I saw myself speaking to multitudes, speaking to principals, speaking to teachers, speaking as well to parents, giving them strategies. And I can tell you this, I worked with over 180 schools. And last year, it was my privilege to have been working with over 120. And I can tell you this, majority of the schools I worked with them, they had results. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
congratulations.
Thank you.
I know publishing a book is so expensive. So can you tell us how are you able to publish like a book? Yeah.
It's not that expensive because it's the big thing is about getting the research, the unique research, because you can have the first book. So the research work. So you have to get the research mind. How is your research? Will it help these people, these clients? So that is the biggest challenge. How can you come up with a research that will help these people? The second thing is about getting a good editor, because maybe from us, we are all correct. And that comes from even the psychology part. Everybody respects his or her decision. So we are all right. So you need another person who is an editor to correct you the mistakes that you have in the book. So those are the two big challenges. But when it comes to maybe getting the copyright, the government has made it easy. Printing, getting the copyright and what have you, it's easy. So the only thing is now maybe printing, because like that book, my printer encourages me to print more books, many books. So you find that you are printing 300 copies and you can maybe figure out with maybe 200 per book. So you find it's about 60,000. So as a young person to get that 60,000, maybe it becomes a challenge. But I always tell any author, any person who is thinking about doing something, maybe go that first step, then go to the second step, that step, until you finish the race.
So apart from like being a speaker and a writer, do you have any side hustles maybe?
Maybe right now, maybe I'm still working on the growth development, because I want to be one of the best speakers in the country. So I'm still working on the one part, the speaking, the writing of books, and then giving the best to the students. So I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it, but I'm also a business guru. But as a Kikuyu, you speak of one business.
Exactly.
You speak of one business. So I'm still working on some businesses, but it's just testing the strategies, the business strategy, because I want to grow to a point of training managers, maybe big people in the country, training companies, training as a corporate trainer. So I'm still working on some small businesses, but those are just to give me information and to see things in a different perspective, so that I can give the best in the corporate world. Yeah.
So I've seen your books and wow, I can say it's so amazing, like so nice. So what inspires you to like sit down and just write your mind on these books?
The first challenge is to, as you can see, the first book was a trigger, is ignite your determination for the millennials. These are the young people, the young generation. So I went to the university. You look at the university, you find that more than 65% of the students, they don't have direction, no vision. You go to the colleges as well, over 70% don't have vision, 30% are focused on their degrees. You go to high school, it's the same tally. And you go to the society, maybe the dropouts, it's the same tally. So I went ahead and think about, where will these people get the vision? But I always thought of vision come from God. So, but they need this information to know that God gives vision by doing God this way. So I started writing the first book just to give the students on how to trigger out and to get the visions. Because I believe you as Bernice, you as the journalist, you had the vision yet when you are in high school. Yeah, and I believe even when you are very young, you saw, I want to be this. So I figured out, what about the fellow classmates who had no visions? And they said, no, I need to chip in as their coach. I need to chip in to help them, to give them direction, and to tell them it is possible. They were given this big thing in them, and they shouldn't misuse this big thing. In this book, this is Ignite Your Determination. For the millennials, I'm giving the vision to this, to the clients, that is to the person who will buy this book. I'm giving the vision about the 3 facts about yourself. And the fact number 1 is that God gave you the key. And the key is what you are born to do, to fulfill in this world. And the second fact is you need to search the door, because the key goes to the right door. So you need to search the door. This is the right environment to nurture what God gave you. And by this, you'll open the God-given blessings, because you'll have the right key to open the right door. But the last fact is a very frustrating fact, because I always say that the devil is ready to confuse each and every youth, each and every person hearing my voice is ready to confuse you the door, and the door is maybe taking the drugs, lack of motivation to chase your dream and vision. And I tell you this, God has given you a unique thing. Don't let the devil kill your dream.
Viewer, we are going on a short break. We're here with Dr. Kennedy Wangare, and I can see that his books are so nice, so amazing. Don't go away. So we are coming back. Hi viewer, welcome back. Karibu tena. We are here with Dr. Ken, and I'm pretty sure that him just being here motivate already, and we are still here with him. Ken, thank you so much for just being here today, and I'm pretty sure that you may inspire a lot of people out there. And you being so young but yet have all this in store, it's like, it's so amazing, it's so inspiring. For like, I know everyone when quote say when you, maybe they are like, they have dreams of writing books, maybe they are in their 30s, 40s, like they feel like they are, like their dreams are not yet like fulfilled or stuff. What can you tell them?
I always tell people that the thing is, you have this thing in you. And I always use this analogy like Dr. Miles Monroe, that if we pick a bird flying and we cage the bird for maybe 30 days, or maybe let's go above that 90 days, that is 3 months, and then we open the cage for the bird will still fly. So the same thing, even you are at 40s, even you are at what? Believe me or not, the last 40 years, you are at the cage. But the moment you'll take care, you'll be out of the cage, you'll fly. So move out of that cage, start writing the research work, go step by step, and you'll print, and you'll fly. I always tell people that it is by God's grace. I'm here, very young, writing books, going to schools, going to media stations, and this is by God's grace. But I thank God because He gave me the knowledge, the wisdom to be out of the cage, to start flying at a very young age. So you are not old. Move out of the cage. Fly.
Exactly. Yeah, I've heard you're not old. Move out of the cage and fly. So I want to take you back a little bit, kidogo. When we started, you told me that at some point you were sent off. You were like sent out of school because of school fees, and you stay for like a period of time. Then you went to do a KCSE, and now you're telling me you are in campus. And can you take us like tuambie zaidi kuhusu that process of like kuste kwa nyumba, the school fees and stuff?
So that moment was very frustrating. I can tell you, it's very frustrating. And I always pray to every student hearing my voice, and to those who I go to mentor and to give them the strategies that they should never be found in that situation, because that situation found me, and it was very traumatizing because I was very focused. And I thank God by Form 2 I knew who I wanted to be. So I had started crafting that book. I knew I wanted to be an academic coach, and I started figuring out I'm at home. It is that term, Form 4, a candidate. Ako nyumbani, si atapata D. And then you can imagine academic coach, D. So I started working hard and thinking about, will I be going to schools na naongelesha wanafunzi wapate A yet I scored a D? That one is impossible. And nikiwa just at home, I was going to library, nyumbani, naenda library. I was coaching myself, nasoma tu, yet praying to God that nipate school fees. And by that time, because I was very, very vocal and I was very, very curious, I had started even broking cars. Just maybe nipate Mungu amenisaidia, I sell one car, I get the school fees and be back. But I thank God, God came in a different way. But wakati nilirudi shule, wale wanafunzi wale wengine walikuwa wamesoma topics zingine zote za hesabu. Kama ni matrix walikuwa nakapeleka vizuri, Rosai walikuwa nakapeleka vizuri, for me walikuwa wamefunzwa kama niko nyumbani. And what I did was to, number one, request their help. Lakini wengi wao walikuwa achoyo, very jealous kunifunza hiyo hesabu because maybe anaona sielewi. But I tell you this, I used to take the book, the textbook, go page by page, najifunza hizo hesabu. And I tell you this, I had only 1 week to prepare. I tell you this, after 1 week, I was ready for an A in hesabu, for an A in chemistry, because nilikuwa nimejifunza hizo topics, nilikuwa nimejifunza within 1 week. But what made me secure my time was, nilikuwa nalala saa 6 na nilikuwa naamka saa 9 za usiku. So you can imagine the torture, the stress, the sacrifice, the sleep. But I tell you this, after 1 week was over, I was coaching my young brothers wenye walikuwa hapo, wenye hawakuwa wanaelewa hesabu, wenye walikuwa wanaelewa chemistry. So my willing was to give the best, to tell them the best, and to coach maybe the students wenye hawakuwa wanaelewa. And I was confident nitapata A. And I tell you this, after KCSE, I scored an A in that chemistry, that hesabu. And I secured a B+ yenye imenipeleka pale Technical University of Kenya. And I also sacrificed a lot pale university. You can imagine transiting to maybe Nyeri, Nyandarua, Machakos, Trans Nzoia, and yet I'm a student pale university. So it's a little bit big, tough mission. But by God's grace, I always manage, because pale university, most of the classes it's online, braided classes. So I find most of the classes is online. So when I'm traveling, I switch on my phone, go travel, niko na hiyo phone, niko class, so I'm attending the classes, and then nikirudi nyumbani, immediately nimefika kwa nyumba with the tiresome, nakaa kwa nyumba naanza kusoma. So you find most of the time I'm very busy, very committed to the core, because I want to be, after degree, masters, maybe after masters, PhD, to be doctor. Kennedy Wangare. So the mission is tough, but I'm still working on it, pushing on it. Yeah.
Hey, that's so touching. Like, can you tell us, like, what is keeping you moving? Like, nini you inakupush to, like, to not give up, even though kuna obstacles and stuff, to just push. What's
the big vision in me. The big vision in me is to help as many hearts in the world, but the next 10 years is to be committed for my country. And then after 10 years, all over the next 20 years in the industry is to be committed to my continent. This is Africa. So I want my programs to be coaching companies in Burundi, Rwanda, Angola, Senegal, and what have you. And then 10 years, that is 30 years, I want to be committed. The big vision is to be committed to the world. I was speaking to companies, speaking to churches, speaking to congregations in the whole world. When Amsterdam, name it, Netherlands, what have you, US, Canada, and what have you. So the big vision makes me sleep late, wake up early, and to be committed. So I'm encouraging every person who is hearing my voice to get a vision, to get it in writing, be strategical enough. Right, 10 years from now, utakuwa wapi? 5 years from now, utakuwa wapi? So like for me, when I was in high school, immediately the vision was to write the first book. And I wrote it in in my book, my diary, that I want to be a 10 books writer.
Wow.
So I started crafting that thing, and I'm now working on my 4th book.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm working on my 4th book. I want
Amazing.
10 years from now, 10 books to be on the platform. I said I want my program to go every school in the country, over 47 counties. And I tell you this, my program is running to over 18 counties right now.
Wow.
So I'm working on the deficit right now. So the vision is very clear. Yeah. So I encourage every person to pick 5 years, 10 years strategy. Yeah.
So as you have had, pick 10 or 5 years strategy. So moving on, can you tell us some of the challenges that unapitia so far?
The challenges is
Hauna?
committing,
Okay.
no, challenges lazima. Is committing to the class and rushing somewhere. Committing to the class and rushing somewhere. And as well is about, the big challenge was about traveling cross, kwenda shule, kimbia mashule, rudi kwa nyumba, get your time. So it is frustrating. But also the another challenge is about maybe the kamwili Mungu hajanipatia. So you find when you are pinching the business, some people wanaona you would give the best.
Wow.
But I'm encouraged by those people, because when I give 10 of my clients the best, pia yeye anapata hiyo ukweli that Kennedy is giving the best. And anakosa kuona kamwili, anakosa kuona kamaso, anakosa kuona kaufupi, anaona the big thing God has deposited for me in me. Yeah.
That's amazing. So can you tell us like a day in your life? How is a day in your life? Like a normal busy, can I say a busy normal day? Normal busy.
The rule is one, you have to make sure that your diary has signed a value in me. So every day I make sure I have added something in my life. Yeah, be it's writing another book, be it's solving another problem, maybe it's I had like a problem ya kukimbia mashule, I say God. So every day I top up a value. Every day top up a value. Every day top up a value. Top up a value. 5 years, 2 years from now, you find the value is too big, such that watu wanaona uko kwa mlima juu, but they don't know that the secret behind is everyday value. Everyday value. So I never misuse my day. I see value. And value is picking the lesson. Can you imagine?
Wow. Hey, wow. And you're making me speechless. Wow. Wow. So can you tell us like what are some challenges like you are having while writing your books, like kuziandika and publishing and stuff? Also like some of the challenges, and maybe also from people, are they like receiving the books like positively? Yeah,
in the country, and especially Africans, we are not good readers. If you can ask even the camera people, the directors, and even you, how long have you taken you to sit down and be in the sofa, take a book, and start investing in your life? So you find most of Africans don't take time to read the books. So you find the market as well is through. The second challenge is about the government. The government is not that big about the copyright thing, but the copyright thing is not that about it will be serious, and even the market, because they should be giving us the platform. You look at a country like Norway, every author is the government itself buys about 2,000 copies of that author. They take the 2,000 copies, and every copy goes to every government library. Can you imagine? We as Kenya, we don't have those rules, those policies, and we have the libraries. What I have written here is something that I've been inspired by me, maybe from God, research work and what have you. It will help some people. So the government should encourage every author. And by this, you find so many people have very big research work, so many minds. But at the end of the day, they find it frustrating, no income, no nothing. So, but I'm working on it, because I want the next young people will become to author the books. We'll push this thing to the parliament, and the government will start encouraging the authors to invest in writing, because knowledge is power, and what they're writing is power. The power to liberate this country, the power to liberate the youth, the power to liberate even the government itself. Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of advising words. Can you like advise someone out there mwenye nakuangalia sahi?
Maybe you are giving up, and maybe the government, and at times of 3 days to election, the economy is low, and you are frustrated. Tough times are ahead. I'm always encouraged by saying that tough times are ahead. What you have to do is not to give up. What you have to do is to believe in God and start working on what you have. I believe each and every person of us has something. Work on it. Add value on it. Get it working. As young as you are, as old as you are, one day it will be big thing. And if it will be big thing, it will earn you some money, some cash, some good life, some car, maybe some good house. But I tell you this, that thing won't be beneficial to you like it will be beneficial to the people you'll have given. I tell you that I'm not encouraged by selling this book. I'm encouraged but by the testimony that huyu mwanafunzi alinunua hiki kitabu akasaidika. You too, kuna kitu iko ndani yako. Nikiuza, nikiitumia, itanisaidia. Pia niende mahali. Anza kufanyia hiyo kitu kazi na hautakufa roho tena.
Oh. Yes. So where can people get your book? Your books?
My books, my social media platform, and my own bookshop. So you can call me. You can go to Kennedy Wangare Facebook, Kennedy Wangare TikTok, Kennedy Wangare YouTube. By the way, YouTube is a big platform. Maybe you are a student and maybe you can't afford my book. Go to the YouTube. I wrote contents, strategies. Wow. Every school I go, I always take the video and put it there. So you'll get all my program there. So YouTube, Kennedy Wangare, YouTube, TikTok, Kennedy Wangare, and also you can get my business number. That is 0725 133 199.
Wow.
133 199 25 133 199. It's a company thing. Yeah.
Wow, so amazing.
Thank you. Welcome.
Aki asante sana.
Welcome.
And I'm so much inspired by you, by
welcome,
the way.
Welcome.
And as you have heard, viewer, you can get Kennedy's books from all the social media platforms at Kennedy Wangare.
Yeah.
That is YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. You can get the books, and let me just tell you that you will not regret getting these books, and you'll learn more. And also, if you want to get in contact with him, he has given out his number. And thank you so much, Kennedy, for being here today. Viewer, we have come to the end of the show. Hope you are keeping safe, and thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time.
Yeah.